that no court has suspended me as the national chairman of Labour Party. I need to state here ab initio that I remain the national chairman of Labour Party.
Apapa is desperate to become the Labour Party chairman at all costs. A man who couldn't win his polling unit. A man who was nowhere to be found during the campaign. All of a sudden, he emerged with his group to take over the leadership of the Labour Party, even without due process. So guys, Mr. Abure is here to tell the whole world that he remains the Labour Party chairman because the court has not suspended him. Just listen for yourself what Mr. Abure got to tell Nigerians.
You can see that I'm speaking to you live and making this broadcast from the office of the national chairman of Labour Party. This is my office and I'm here. Apapa is not here. Nobody is here, so I'm here. So no court has suspended me. The matters are in court and we are dealing with it. We are very sure that at the Court of Appeal, we will be able to get justice. It has come to my knowledge that mischief makers like Apapa and his group are busy carrying out propaganda and misinforming members of the general public. I know that members of the public already know them and know where they stand. But for the purpose of putting the record straight, hence it has become imperative for me to make these few clarifications. First, that no court has suspended me as the national chairman of Labour Party. I need to state here ab initio that I remain the national chairman of Labour Party. We are in court, and yesterday in court, we had raised objection to the preliminary objection to the entire suit, and the court only ruled that they have jurisdiction to hear the matter. Nothing more, nothing less. And for them to be going around town saying that I have been suspended by the court as the national chairman of Labour Party will show to you the high level of desperation and the haste for these charlatans to satisfy their paymasters. I therefore want to urge all Nigerians, urge our party supporters, urge Labour Party supporters to disregard the information being transmitted and carried by Apapa and his cohorts. It is very clear that these are people who does not mean well for the Labour Party. Even if we have disagreement at the national level, is it enough to be withdrawing election petitions across the states? As I speak with you now, the Apapa-led group is busy moving from one state to the other, withdrawing election petitions that is filed by successful candidates of the party. Last week, we raised alarm over plans to withdraw and work against Peter Obi's petition. That plan has not been completely jettisoned. They are still working on it, but we are waiting for them. We are ready to continue to provide leadership for Nigerians. We are ready to defend the cause of Nigerians. We are ready to defend the cause of Labour Party. Our party have come to stay, and we are ready to provide leadership for Nigerians. I therefore want to urge members of the public to disregard any misinformation that is making around as per the leadership of the party. It's very clear that Apapa and his group have sold their conscience, have sold their soul, and therefore serious-minded people should not take them seriously. INEC has just released the list of candidates who were successful in Kogi and Imo State, and you can see that our candidates have all been uploaded, and therefore that's to tell you that Apapa and co are fake and therefore should not be listened to. Thank you and God bless you.
But like we all know, the obedience say no to Mr. Apapa. He cannot become our Labour Party chairman. Let me allow you listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo got to say.
Faction in Labour Party by the law, by our constitution, because our constitution is very clear. You cannot stand up and start parading yourself as a national officer. There are processes by which a national officer evolves. The first, you must be elected by the National Convention. And I'm talking about Article 13, 1BIV. You can check it in the Labour Constitution. And then, even if there is a sudden vacancy in the party, it is still the National Executive Council that will replace the vacancy. And I'm talking about Article 13, 2BXVI. You can check it in the Labour Constitution. So somebody cannot just walk from anywhere and start telling you he's the national chairman of the Labour Party, and then you start ascribing that it's the faction. You're free to say anything. So please, we just have the legitimate party officers that are meeting in the National Party House. Now, these are the different leanings of Labour Party. You have the TUC, you have the NLC, then you have the National Working Committee, then you have the National Convention. Please, the people you call faction, which of this leaning is backing them up? You know, when they came in here to break into this office, and what they did was illegal. They said there was a purported ex parte order. Excuse me, and I talk as a lawyer. If a judge or a court gives an order, you as a human being do not have the right to enforce it. You cannot take the laws into your hands. Everybody is expected to obey the order of a court. If the people that are concerned do not obey the order, you go back to court for courts to enforce their order. If you go and break in yourself, taking the laws into your hand, you are a criminal that has committed a criminal offense. Breaking into people's property is a criminal offense. So they criminally broke into this office, and that was why NLC called them rodents, and I agree. And they brought insecticide to fumigate this national office and threw them out. Now, since they were thrown out, did you see them here? Because they know what they did was illegal. They used thugs, they used the people, their paymasters, because they are now a department of another ruling party that is sponsoring them. As they said in this press conference, all they are looking out for is money. That is why I call them politicians of convenience and politicians of fortune. Here in Labour Party, we are politicians of conviction and politicians of fortitude. The whole idea of what they are doing is they are being paid so that they will distract us from chasing tenaciously our presidential mandate that was stolen from us. They are just a distraction to make sure that we do not focus on reclaiming our presidential mandate, and we are not going to succumb to that cheap blackmail. So they are, like I said, the NLC say they are rodents. I call them political clowns. My principles say it is a display of rascality, and so we cannot succumb to those blackmail. Please stop referring to them as faction, because I will ask you, on what authority? None of them was elected by the National Convention. None of them was elected by INEC to replace any vacancy. These are the only reason. And before you remove the national chairman, you have to get 2/3 of the National Convention, not even NEC. And some group of people are purporting that they have removed the national chairman. Okay, the so-called interim order, which I will come to, did he give any of them the right to assume the leadership of Labour Party? And the court is not supposed to interfere in the internal affairs of any political party. And I quote the case of Suleiman and APC, 2023, 5 Nigeria Weekly Law Report, part 1877. In that case, Supreme Court made it clear that you cannot interfere in the internal affairs of a political party. The Supreme Court made it clear again that a court that does not have jurisdiction cannot interfere in any act of the political party, and jurisdiction is where the cause of action arose. Now, this so-called suspension arose in Benin, in Edo State, what has the court in FCT to do with an issue that arose in Edo State? Now, look at the trick. They want to tell you it is not about what happened in Edo State. It is about one allegation of crime. Go and read the originating summon, and I have it here. The first paragraph was talking about what happened in Edo State. The originating summon filed in FCT court. That is enough for the court to decline jurisdiction. That is the only civil issue that was there. And the court in Edo has given a restraining order, restraining anybody from tampering with the work of the national officers of Labour Party. And that order is there. The court in FCT has coordinate jurisdiction with the court in Edo. And so if you have two court orders, you have the right to choose anyone. Two court orders of coordinate jurisdiction. You have the right to choose anyone that you would want to obey, especially when you know that one obviously has no jurisdiction. And now a judge used the instrumentality of an ex parte order to infringe on the civil rights and obligation of a Nigerian citizen. This is illegal on its own. An ex parte order is the order of a court on the application of a party without notice to the other party. So it is an order you get without hearing from the other party. You and I know that the law is that you cannot punish any Nigerian citizen unheard. It's against fair hearing. Section 36 makes it a fundamental human right that every Nigerian citizen is entitled to be heard before his civil rights and obligation is tampered with. Section 36 subsection 1. Then section 36 subsection 5 made it clear, when a Nigerian is charged with a criminal offense, he is presumed innocent until he is proved guilty. But look at a court using an ex parte order to condemn a Nigerian, to punish a Nigerian when you have not even heard from him. That is legal blasphemy. So the issue here is that is an abuse of ex parte order, which Supreme Court has been hammering on. If you want to use ex parte order, you use it sparingly to defend an applicant from an injury of a great nature, from an irreparable damage that will happen to him before you hear the other party. I'll give you an example. Government wants to demolish your property, and you know they've not given you notice, and you know they don't have any right to do it. They just want to victimize you. You have the power to go to court and get an ex parte order to stop the government from destroying your property, because if they destroy it, it will be an irreparable damage to you, and it has to be so urgent that the government wants to do it within 7 days, meaning the court will not have the opportunity to hear them before they do it. That is when you use ex parte order. But in this case, the judge used an ex parte order to cut off the head of a human being. A political party is a human being recognized by law, and the national chairman is the head of a political party. So using the ex parte order to tell a national chairman not to do his work, punishing him for nothing, an innocent man, that's what the constitution said, that has not done anything, and you have not heard from him. Now let me tell you another very funny thing. The police purported reports which they are parading, which they annexed, the police itself says is a gossip, and nobody should use it. A gossip is a casual report about people, detailing information about them which have not been confirmed to be true. So the police itself say in the police report, and I'm talking about paragraph 5 of it, he said, please, this is for information only, nobody should use this report. The police even say they will not be held liable if anybody uses this report. So what police cannot confirm is true because they've not heard the other party. A court relied on it without hearing the other party to punish the party. Is that not ridiculous?
So what's the bottom line of the situation based on the question you asked?
Good. The bottom line is that there is no faction. You were in this particular meeting that is held. You saw the chairmen and secretaries of all the states. The quorum of any meeting in Labour Party is 1/3. So if you look at the composition of the membership of NEC, and I am talking about Article 13, 2A, you will see the composition of NEC. You must form a quorum. If you don't have the chairman and the secretaries, you don't have, you saw the National Working Committee. Which quorum do you have to start parading yourself that you are doing a NEC meeting in Bauchi? It is criminality. They are impostors. They are not members of this party. They've been expelled by the legitimate authority, NEC, the ones that were there before. So on what basis are they doing that so-called NEC in Bauchi? Like I said, you saw the people here physically. The chairman of chairmen talked. So on what basis? So please, that is a show of impunity, criminality, illegality, corruption, and they are doing it to satisfy their paymasters, just to distract us.
For us, it's not about Dr. Julius Abure. It's not about Labour Party, but it's about a Nigeria that is possible for our own children and the next generation. Yes. But we will not sit down in our comfort zone and see miscreants want to take over the party that belongs to the Nigerian people. Anyone whom have decided to collect whatsoever from anybody, whether APC or PDP, we will not allow them have a breathing space under the Labour Party. Yes. We voted for Labour Party. We voted for Peter Obi. We are in court because the president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, in connivance with the INEC chairman to take the vote of the Nigerian people by hook or by crook, we say no. You say no. The reason why we are here is to pay homage and to pay solidarity. INEC chairman cannot plant miscreants in Labour Party. PDP cannot plant miscreants in Labour Party. APC cannot plant miscreants in Labour Party. We have decided to say no to miscreants. We are here to say yes to Labour Party. We are here to say yes to Peter Obi. We are here to say yes to every chairman representing the 36 states and the FCT right in this gathering. We are saying yes to the Nigerian people. Yes, so we are saying yes to the vote we gave to Peter Obi, and we are here to say yes to our country called Nigeria. Yes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think it is time for the Labour Party chairman to speak to the people who voted for Peter Obi using his party. If you know, and you know, and you know, and you know, and you know, you love Peter Obi, say Labour Party. Labour Party. If you know, and you know, and you know, that you believe in the leadership of Julius Abure, say Abure. Abure. If you know and you know and you know that Nigeria will change with Labour Party as the power behind 2023 general election, I want you to give 3 bosa to this party. Bosa, bosa, bosa. Chairman, the floor is yours.
All of you for paying this solidarity visit. I want to seize this opportunity to also appreciate all the state chairmen that left their other crowded engagements to also be in this gathering today. I appreciate all other members of the National Working Committee who are here. I appreciate all members of the support group who are here today, who were in court and who are also here. I want to appreciate the NLC. I appreciate the TUC who mobilized workers in their numbers today to be present in court, and they are also here. I have listened carefully to your address and your presentation, and to say that I appreciate you for coming to pay this solidarity visit. As we always say, we are law-abiding citizens. We have tried and we have obeyed the court's restraining order, and by today the judge gave a ruling assuming jurisdiction. I need to make it abundantly clear that the substantive matter itself has not started. There was a motion, there was a preliminary objection to the jurisdiction of the court, and the court today assumed jurisdiction. And for me, I'm ready to go on appeal. In the next few hours, we will be submitting our notice of appeal to the court, and we'll remove all the matters from that court and take it to the court of appeal. I believe that I will get justice in the court of appeal. I believe that Labour Party will get justice in the court of appeal. Yes. Because this same court in the FCT in 2023, in the case of Suleiman against APC, did the same thing, and the law reports Suleiman against APC 2023, a law report decided by the Supreme Court made it very clear that these matters before the court has no jurisdiction. And so that's where we are standing, and I believe that whatever the judge has done today cannot stand before the court of appeal. I have confidence that the court of appeal will do the right thing, and therefore all our papers will be in by today, and I'm sure that by Monday the appeal will be ceased. And so I want to assure all our supporters, all our members, that they should remain calm. I remain the national chairman of the party. The party is correct. Apapa chairman. Labour Party is a democratic institution. Yes. And you don't use coup d'etat to take over the leadership of the party. That's right. You don't take over the leadership of the party from the back door. What Apapa and co try to do, although we understand them because they have been paid by their paid masters. Yes. If you look at the statement they have made today, they are talking about the tribunal. Whatever they say is about the tribunal. Whatever they say is about the tribunal. And it's no longer news that these disgruntled Labour Party members have been paid to truncate the cases in tribunal. If you look at all their interviews, it is tailored towards that. Even today, it is also, they are also talking about the tribunal, and therefore they are only satisfying their paymasters. So we urge our party members to disregard them. You don't take over the leadership of the party from the back door. Nobody appointed them, and the constitution of the party is clear as to how you remove a national chairman, how new one should emerge, who should monitor it, and so on and so forth. So it is very clear that they are trying to satisfy their paymasters, and it's unfortunate that this group of people found themselves in Labour Party. But obviously I'm not worried, because the time has come for us to separate the wheat from the shaft. The party was a small party, and therefore we accommodated all forms of charlatans in the party, all forms of dubious people in the party. These are people who didn't offer anything to the party. Apapa scored 0 in Oyo State in the presidential election. Arababi, who is claiming to be the publicity secretary, scored 0 in Ogun State in the presidential election. They even supported other candidates in other political parties. They should go and check the record. In Edo, I scored 79% in the presidential election. I ensured that APC and PDP did not get 25% in the presidential election. In the House of Assembly election, in spite of the dollars, in spite of the harassment that was deployed by PDP government in Edo State, I am the only national chairman that won my word hands down. My performances as the national chairman of this party is not in doubt. I inherited a party that was in arrears of salary payment. I inherited a party that has no image, and today I have made the party the #1 party in Nigeria. In this party, I have paid my dues. I've been here for 20 years building this party, and today I challenge all other national chairmen of the party. None of them have performed to the level I have performed. And the records are clear. Yeah. And so for charlatans to come and say they want to take over the party, we laugh at them, we sympathize with them. And I urge Nigerians, whatever information they are getting from them, they are fake news. They try to talk about forgery. What is forgery? Who forged the document? How were those documents forged? Anyway, it is not my intention to talk about that one. But to reassure you that we are in control of the party. I remain the national chairman of the party.
And we are not divided.
And I assure you that we continue to provide leadership. Our cases in court, we continue to defend them. Our House of Rep cases, we defend them to the end. Our senatorial cases, we defend them to the end. And the presidential election petition, we defend to the end. Yes, no amount of distraction will stop us from attaining it. I listen to you clearly. You are dreaming for a new Nigeria. And I want to say clearly that no man, no woman, no amount of intimidation, no amount of harassment, no amount of 100 of Apapa can stop an idea whose time has come. The time has come for Nigerians to take back their country. The time has come for Labour Party to be in government. And nothing will stop us. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you.
So guys, we all know that these people are sponsored to destabilize the Labour Party. They just want to work against Peter Obi's petition, you know. At the tribunal, their work is to ensure that the Labour Party does not progress. They are jealous of the achievements of Mr. Abure. They are jealous of the progress that the Labour Party has made. They just want to truncate Peter Obi's bid to recover his mandate. But like we all know, the obedience say no to Mr. Apapa. Also, the Labour Party supporters came out en masse to show their support for Mr. Abure as the authentic Labour Party chairman. So guys, you can see it for yourself that these people are just machineries placed by the APC to destabilize the Labour Party. And like we all know, Mr. Peter Obi once said he does not know Mr. Apapa. And we stand with Mr. Peter Obi to say that we do not know Mr. Apapa. He cannot become the Labour Party chairman, and never will that happen. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.